Hello friends, Tracy.bish here, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia. Thank you so much for coming over to my channel today. I'm taking part in the Monochromatic Instagram Pop again this week. This week's theme colour is Poppy Parade. Now you guys know Poppy Parade, Sweet Sorbet, they're both not my favourite colours in the colour family in Stampin' Up! They're too red for me, but they're reddy pinky, which, you know, is not my favourite. But anyway, Poppy Parade is the colour today. I do, however, love the card and how it turned out. So that is the main thing. So I've started off with a piece of A4 basic white thick cardstock. I've scored it in half, cut it in half, and this is a top folding card. So something a little bit different. I usually do side folding, but you know, want to try something different for a change. I'm also using this is the Be Mine DSP. You can find that on page 9. It's part of the Be Mine suite. Really, really pretty sweet. And I'm also using the Hooray for Surprises bundle. Now, I love this bundle. Very interactive. You can find that on page 13 of the mini catalogue. Alright, so I'm just going to grab some of my supplies. Again, I'm working on creating this card as I go, so I don't have everything figured out, but I have it sort of in my head how I would like it. So with that Be Mine DSP, I've just grabbed the Poppy Parade piece. I've cut it down to 1/2 inch, and then I need 10 inches of it. I'm going to cut it in half again at 5 inches. So I'm going to have 2 strips at 1/2 by 5 inches for the side of my card. This just adds a little bit of extra colour and detail to my card. I'm also using the Fluid 100 paper. Now this is watercolour paper, very thick, really, really good quality, and you can buy that in the Stampin' Up! Online store or in my online store. It's specialty paper, so perfect for your watercolouring needs. And I'm going to cut this down to 3.5 by 5 for the front of my card. So I thought I wanted to, you know, create a nice little background with watercolouring. So I've just got my water painters here. I'm going to flood my Fluid 100 paper. Then I'm going to just pick up some of that ink from the lid of my ink pad. You could also use your re-inkers if you prefer that. I don't mind making a mess in my lid. Certainly doesn't worry me. And then I'm just going to pop some of this colour down and let it sort of move around on that card. It will just stay where the water has been popped onto the card, so it's not going to cover the whole thing, just where I've added that layer of water. So it'll just sort of fluid around freely around that. Now I want to let that dry for a few minutes. It's not going to completely dry. I will hit it with the heat tool, but we're just going to leave it for a little while. I'm also using that beautiful flower there for my card. So I'm going to stamp that just onto a piece of basic white thick cardstock. And this is just a scrap I have. I don't have a measurement for it, but I will try and put a measurement for them over on the blog if you would like to recreate this card. So very simple, just stamped my flower down. I'm going to take the dies, and there is the flower die cut. There's also a leaf there as well, which I'm going to die cut with the basic white. I wanted to sort of have a little bit of a white die cut there to break down that watercolouring in the background. So I'm just going to die cut this through my die cut machine. There is a little trick to that die. It only lines up one way, so yeah, if you can line up, there's one petal that sort of sticks out more than the other by itself. That you need to find that on your die, and then you can pop it in the right spot. It's really easy once you find that one petal. Okay, once we have this die cut down, like this card is so super simple. So as you can see, you know, we've got most of our elements ready to go. I do want to bring in my my watercolor paper again, and I wasn't completely happy with how it looked. So as you can see, so it's still wet. It's super light, which is fine. But I'm going to hit it with the heat tool. I'm going to dry it out really well, and then I'm going to add another layer or two, just to add. So like every time you dry it and then you add another layer, it shows differently in the drying technique. As you can see sort of here where it's dried already, and then there's a pool of ink. then you dry it again. It sort of leaves layers upon layers, and that's really, you know, I really liked the look of that. So I'm going to come in with a little bit more and create another layer on top. So, but you can do this as many times as you like. You could also change your colors if you, as long as they coordinate together. You don't want a muddy brown mess. But by adding color and then drying it and then adding another color, that does help without making it too muddy. And if it warps a little bit, the watercolor paper work actually doesn't warp too badly. But if it is warping a little bit, just turn it over, run the heat tool over the back side of it, and that will sort of make it flatten perfectly. So we're going to add our little strips to the side here, and I'm going to use tear and tape. Honestly, you could use liquid glue, anything that you like. For me, because the watercolor paper has, it's really quite thick, I just find the tear and tape just works better for me. But use whatever you have on your in your hand. Alright, so any of these products that you've seen me use, if you would like to purchase them in my online store, you certainly could. I have great specials for all my customers. Anyone who purchases with me using the host code for this month, and there is a link in the description of this video for the host code, you will receive a handmade card, which this month is using the Everyday Details bundle. You also receive the Simple Sweet Stampers tutorial bundle for the month, and this month it is the Perennial Lavender Suite. So 12 awesome tutorials using the Perennial Lavender Suite, and I know you will love those. So 2 really great gifts just for shopping with me using the host code. Now if you are spending $65 or more in product, I'll also pop in on top, in addition, the bundle tutorial for March. So there's 50 tutorials in that one, so lots of inspiration. I'd love to spoil you as a customer, so if that interests you, you can just pop on over to my store and see what's on offer. And I do thank everyone who shops with me as well as supports me by watching my videos. So I needed to add a sentiment. I thought it just looked a little bit plain, so I've grabbed the Hope Your Birthday is Wonderful from that set, and I'm just going to stamp it with the Poppy Parade ink down the bottom, and it works really well. Because it is watercolor paper, I highly recommend hanging on to your stamp a little bit longer than normal, just to make sure that that ink is transferred onto your watercolor paper well. I'm also going to use the Baker's Twine Essential Pack. I wanted to use the white twine. I don't think we have any white ribbon at the moment, so the white twine was going to be it. I could use, you know, maybe a silver or something like that, but I really wanted to stay with white, and, you know, the Baker's Twine works well, although it does twist and turn a lot. So I did struggle a little bit making sure that, you know, it didn't have all those twists in it, but I did my best, and I really love how it turned out with, you know, that breaking down with the twine in the background. And to secure that down, I'm just going to add that with a mini glue dot, so really easy to pop that down. Now this is an Instagram hop, so you can head over to my Instagram page and you can see in the comments section of that post everyone that's taking part in the Instagram hop today. My Instagram handle is @stampandtracy.bish, so if you would like to go over and have a look, while you're over there, follow me. I put all my projects over there as well, so you can be inspired on Instagram as well. So I'm going to pop up the flower just with a couple of dimensionals on either side of the bow, and with the basic white leaf I'm just going to pop a mini glue dot and stick that underneath the flower so it's nice and secure. I've sort of left the edges or the tops of those leaves free, and I think that looks fine. It's secured in with that mini glue dot so well, so it's not going to go anywhere. And then we're going to keep moving with this card. I really hope that you're enjoying the Instagram, or the Monochromatic Instagram hop each week, if you've been following since I started. I've been doing it now for, I don't know, quite a few weeks, so and I'm really enjoying just creating these gorgeous cards. They're all quite simple cards, But yeah, it's nice just working with, you know, more limited, not supplies, but more limited colour, which I really like. So here I'm just going to add a strip of tear and tape to either side of the Fluid 100 paper, and we're just going to attach our little 1/2 inch strips to each side. You just sort of want it, well, I wanted it to be able to still see the card base in the background. So I've probably that didn't come out very well. Let me just have a look. It's about 1/4 inch showing on each side. So you know, we're only showing half of that strip of DSP. So that's, you know, I think that's really good. You got a good even stick to the back of the fluid paper because you're using sort of only half that piece. And then we're going to pop these up with dimensional, so to the card base. And of course we need a little bit of sparkle and shine. I don't think you can go wrong with basic rhinestones. I will say I'm tending to go towards my basic rhinestones a lot more lately. I don't know why. I really like the fact that you can use your stamping blends to colour them to any colour that you have. And let me tell you, I have a lot of embellishments. It's not like I don't have many to go through, but I don't know whether I have anything in Poppy Parade. So I really don't think that there's any, well, I don't think I have anything in Poppy Parade. So it was an easy one to go to the basic rhinestones for. And what's really great is in that flower in the center, there's little dots that go all the way around the edge of the center. And I wanted to pop in some basic rhinestones around the center and just really give that sparkle and shine. You know, whoever gets this card for their birthday is going to feel very special because it's like little diamonds in the card, sparkling and shining for their birthday. So super cute. And I'm also going to add 3 just to the background of the card. Once I had them all around the center, although it looked really good, I thought it just needed that little bit more, and to sort of bring in that background a little bit by adding 3 in the background. Alright, and yeah, this is pretty much the card. So I really hope that you've enjoyed today's card using Poppy Parade. I've used the Hooray for Surprises stamp set and the Be Mine DSP, as well as the basic supplies as well. So if you've enjoyed my card, I would love it if you gave me a thumbs up, left me a comment, hit subscribe, maybe share this video with your family and friends, and maybe tell your crafty friends about it as well. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. I really appreciate your time. I'll be back with another video tomorrow for Tracy's Sunday Challenge, so hopefully you can join me for that. Until then, have a wonderful weekend. Bye bye.